guys, what is up and welcome back to my channel. My name is Shannon. If you have not been here before, welcome. If you have been here before, welcome back. You guys know what is up with that. So I'm a makeup addict, a makeup lover, whatever you'd like to call me. I cover everything here on my channel from drugstore all the way up to luxury makeup products. I do some fashion and skincare videos as well. So if that is something you think you'd be interested in watching, make sure you do hit that red subscribe button down below, as well as the bell notification, because you guys know I'm not the most frequent uploader and that will keep you up to date with my videos. Okay, we're gonna be talking about my 5 favorite foundations today of 2021. Now, these weren't necessarily releases in 2021, but they are my most pulled for used foundations, and I want to share them with you guys. You guys know that I love foundation reviews. I actually just got the new Charlotte Tilbury one in, so I'm gonna be doing a little first impressions and wear test on that one soon. So give me a big thumbs up if you want to see that. But this video is going to focus on the 5 foundations I pulled for the most last year. So if you are excited to see that, then definitely keep on watching. Okay guys, so just to let you know my preference in foundation and skin type, I am a normal to dry skin type, definitely leaning more on the normal side right now with a bit of dryness. Typically I am pretty normal. I don't have a ton of issues usually with foundations, but I do have my favorites and I do have the ones that I don't enjoy. So these are going to be like the cream of the crop, if you will, the best of the best that I've used and just continue to pull for, or I've noticed myself pulling for. I'm going to mention 2 high-end foundations, and then the other ones are actually going to be drugstore foundations. So that's exciting because some of these are fairly affordable. But I thought I would let you know that I do tend to like more of a medium to full coverage. I don't mind a light to medium coverage either, but I prefer in that kind of like medium spot. That's like my sweet spot. And I do like a more radiant finish, but I do like it to be long lasting. I have gotten more into matte foundations. If it's going to be matte, I like it more on the satin side. So just to give you an idea of what I look for, what I like, those are my preferences, my skin type, all that kind of stuff. But without further ado, let's jump into the first one. So we're going to do the high-end foundations first. I know you can see like one of my like ring lights I don't really use that much anymore. It's like it's over here, but you can see it in my mirror. It's okay. And I have fingerprints all over my mirror. I need to like clean that off. Side notes. Okay. So let's start with the high-end one first, because I feel like this one deserves a moment. It is really pricey. I would never suggest that you go out necessarily and get this if you don't have the money for it. So please know that. I don't think you need to buy this. Again, I have 3 affordable foundations I'm going to mention. This one is not affordable. This is the most probably expensive foundation I have in my collection besides, well, it's on par with La Mer. I'll put it to you that way. So the first one I'm going to mention is the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate Soft Radiance Foundation with SPF 50. So this guy right here. So first off, the packaging it's divine. This is really hefty, heavy. You could hurt someone with it. It has a really nice gold top. It is a magnetic closure. I have the shade 1.5 Cream, which is the same shade that I used in the stick foundation. I no longer have that one. Obviously, you know, if you've been with me for a while, why I don't have it, but I used to like that one. It was one of the few stick foundations that I enjoyed. But this is probably my favorite Tom Ford foundation I've tried. I do actually have his, what is it? The more matte one. It doesn't have his luxe packaging. I can't think of the name of it. I'll plop it up in the corner up in here so you guys can see it. But I like this one much better. This one is lovely. It does have that classic kind of Tom Ford scent to it. I find Tom Ford products have like kind of like a unisex kind of more manly scent to them, and this definitely does. I do like this product though. I don't think it's overly dewy. I think it just gives a nice natural radiance to the skin. It does give me definitely a medium coverage. I think it's like decently buildable, but I'd say a solid medium coverage. And it spreads out so easily. It lasts on my skin really well. I have tested this under a mask and I just really enjoy this one. Again, do I think you need to run out and buy this? I don't, but if you are looking for a luxurious foundation that the kind of price matches the formula and that it's really good, this is a really great one. I do think this would work for quite a few skin types too, because like I said, this isn't necessarily dewy. It just kind of has a natural radiance that it gives to the skin, and it applies really nicely. I don't feel like I feel this a ton on my skin. I just really like this. I feel like it's quite smoothing on my forehead, which can be a more difficult area and around my nose area, and it lasts well. I always look for foundations to last like 10 plus hours, because if I am working, like right now I'm working at home, I'm on lunch. I don't know how long that's going to be, but because of COVID, we are actually at home right now. But typically I'm at an office for 8 hours, and then I come home and then I have my foundation on even longer until like close to bedtime. So I wear my foundations for a very long time. So it really is a plus if they last well, and this one definitely does. I love the look of this on my skin. I think it would be great for a variety of skin types and ages. And if you are gonna splurge, this is a great one to splurge on. Okay, so another high-end foundation, the other one that I wanted to mention, I've given mention of this a few times, I think in favorites videos, but this is the Pat McGrath Labs Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundation. I have mine in the shade Light 6, which is a really great match for me. I think this has more of a cooler undertone. Again, beautiful packaging. This is a nice glass bottle. It's hefty. I like the top on it. It's sleek, but it's nice. Like, it's sleek, but really luxurious. I love this. This is a thinner formula. This is more on the light to medium coverage. It's definitely not a full coverage product, but I would say you could build it to a fairly decent medium, but I would say more light to medium on this. I feel like it covers what it needs to though. Like when you put this on, it just looks so beautiful on the skin. I always feel like my skin looks a little more plump and just a little bit more juicy, not necessarily dewy, but just really naturally pretty. Like I have naturally beautiful skin. Again, this lasts fairly well on me. I would say the shade in Illuminate maybe lasts a little bit longer, but other than that, I think this is a solid one. It's a little less expensive. It is, how much does this cost? This is, I think, around $95 Canadian. The shade in Illuminate one, I think originally, I didn't pay full price, but I think it's like 170 Canadian or something crazy like that. It's really expensive. Yeah. I did get it on sale, I think, but it was still really pricey. It was quite a long time ago that I purchased it. But yeah, I think this one is around the $95 mark. I would say I would check the Pat McGrath website. A lot of times this is on sale. You could get it for like 30% off. Way better price point. I think in the US, is this like, what is this in the US? Is it $65? How much is this in the US, the difference to Canada? I know it's a bit of a difference. Yeah, it's still pricey. It's on the luxurious end, but again, if you're gonna purchase this, wait for a sale on Pat McGrath, because you can get this a lot less expensive. And that's what I would do, because she has stuff on sale quite often, to be honest. I've noticed in 2021, a lot of sales. So if you think you like this, again, I do think this would work on like combo oily, normal dry. If you're really dry, I always say most foundations are not going to work on you, especially if you have flaky skin. Anything liquid really is going to start to emphasize that. So there's other things you could probably do to make it work for you in skincare. But I think most skin types could really get away with using this one. If you're significantly oily, you're probably really going to have to set it down. But again, this one isn't like a dewy foundation. It's just a nice, natural, pretty finish. And I highly recommend. Okay guys, we are getting into the affordable. Well, kind of affordable. Is the drugstore really that affordable anymore? I feel like pricing is like kind of crazy, to be honest, especially in Canada. Like a lot of foundations like L'Oreal, Physicians Formula, even Maybelline, some of them are running like $20 or more plus tax. That's crazy. Like you can get a Sephora branded foundation, not that they're all great, but you can get some of theirs for 20-something dollars. So it's a little crazy. I think they need to like calm it down a bit. I know they're improving some of their quality, but I feel like the drugstore should stay in a certain area, and it's not price-wise. That's all I mean. I think under $20 most products should be, especially if you're talking about being an affordable product, but that's besides the point. Oh, another video. But we are going to talk about a Physicians Formula foundation, which I feel some people hate, and I personally love this one. I don't talk about it enough, but I do wear it. I actually wore this yesterday, and I've worn it a few times within the last few weeks. I've pulled for it obviously a lot this year. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Believe It Foundation and Concealer for all skin types. Now, I don't think this is for all skin types. I think if you are oily, I would run away from this. Even like combo oily. This is pretty, radiant, glowy, dewy. This is definitely, and I think they should have said this, this is geared towards those with normal or more dry skin types for sure. Just in my opinion, if you've tried this and you're oily and it worked, let me know. But definitely, I think this is more for those that like a dewy, radiant finish that have a drier skin type. I don't know. I love this. These all, by the way, have 30 mils of product. There's no, I don't think, difference in the amounts of product. This one as well. Now, one thing I will say about this is if you don't like fragrance, this obviously is fragrance like the Butter Bronzers. It has that classic Physicians Formula, like a vacation scent to it. I don't mind it. I love that scent, so it doesn't bother me. But this does not dissipate right away. Like, you can smell this for a while on your skin. So be aware of that. I think there is a bit of fragrance for sure in here, and it doesn't just go away when you apply it. It also sticks in your brushes, and you really need to clean them afterwards, or you'll continue to smell that. So I did want to throw that out there. I know there are a lot of people that do not like fragrance in their foundation or face products. Personally, for me, it does not bother me at all. I don't break out from fragrance. I don't mind it as long as the scent's not horrible. And I enjoy this scent. So it's okay for me, but just be aware. Now, this one definitely is more on the medium to full, even like full coverage. It is a thicker consistency. Like if you put it on your hand, it'll be kind of like a ball. Like it's not going to run down your hand by any stretch of the imagination. The Pat McGrath one is quite thin and actually is pretty runny, whereas this one isn't. With that little bit of thickness though, it does have great coverage, but I feel like this just looks so beautiful on my skin. And again, this lasts pretty well throughout the day. It just, I don't know, this one is juicy. It has that like plumpness to it. And this one has a ton of radiance. It is more on the dewy end, but if you like a dewy foundation with some radiance, I think you would really enjoy this one. Again, I would recommend this more if you are a more normal or dry skin type. But definitely worth checking out if you're into that, because I think it's really good and kind of underrated. Okay, again, another one I think is underrated. So this one isn't available at drugstores, but you can purchase it online. So this is the Glam Complexion Pro Long Lasting Breathable Matte Foundation. So this guy right here. So I know people have their opinions on Glam. It is part of Shein, so it's Shein's makeup line, which Shein obviously is pretty fast fashion. I know people have their opinions on supporting Glam, but I have to tell you, this is so good. I think for the first part, especially of this year, whenever this came out, I was using this all of the time. Like, I would always pull for this for a long-lasting foundation. Like I said, I started to get more into matte foundations, and this one is nice because I find it has more of a satin matte finish to it. It's more of that satin finish. It's not like super drying. It doesn't look like really, really matte on the skin. It just kind of almost gives you like a filtered effect to it. And I really enjoy that about this. This again is more, I would say, medium to full coverage. So more in that higher coverage end. The packaging is really pretty. I mean, this was like $13 US. It's really inexpensive. I got the shade Shell. They have a few different shades in the range. It's a pretty decent shade range. Now the pump is just a plastic pump. You can see I've used her. But again, the top is pretty. It's like a kind of like a gold top, rose gold kind of top. It actually came in a little like velvet pouch, kind of like some luxurious brands do, which I thought was kind of a cool touch considering the price point on this. Again, this is nice. I really, really enjoy this product. This is also 1 ounce or 30 mils of product, so the same as the others. But if you are looking to buy something from Glam, I've tried a few things I've liked, but this is like definitely the top thing I've tried from them. I do think it's long lasting. It's definitely breathable and it has that coverage to it. And this one looks definitely more like smoothing on certain areas because it does have a little bit of that matte essence to it, especially over your pore area. It can look really blurring. So if you're looking for something like this, I would highly recommend checking this out. If you don't support Glam, obviously you don't need to purchase this, but I had to mention it because like I said, I pulled for this almost every day for a while and I still really, really enjoy it. All right, guys, last up on my list, this is probably my favorite of 2021 that I've tried. That's a bold statement, but this is probably my favorite, and it's a drugstore foundation. This is the Catrice True Skin Hydrating Foundation. Now again, this is supposed to have more of like a skin feeling to it, which I agree. It's medium to full coverage. So on the higher end of coverage, it does have hyaluronic acid, which I don't necessarily think you need in your foundation. I'm going to say that right now. I don't think it does a whole ton for hydration in your foundation, I think you should just keep stuff like that in your skincare. But they did make mention of it in this foundation, and I do really like it. So maybe it does do something in this one. It also is supposed to have watermelon seed oil, which is supposed to perfectly even your skin tone. And this does say it has a natural matte finish, which again, I do think this has more of a natural matte finish. It's not too matte. It's not really dewy at all. It definitely has a matte dry down, but it is more on the natural side, not drying on my skin type. And I've seen everyone from like dry skin to oily skin really love this one. It does have more, I think, of a thicker texture again, not as like thin as some of the others I've mentioned. I do like the pump. It's just like a normal kind of plastic pump, dirty. You can tell I use it. I do like the top. It has like the rose gold packaging. It is a glass bottle. I got the shade 010 Cool Cashmere in this one just for reference. But yeah, this one's really good. Really, really good. One thing I like about this, again, I can wear this sometimes 12 plus hours, and I feel like the wear is just nice on this. It doesn't rub off too much. And even where it does come off, you know how some foundations fade nicely and some don't? This one fades nicely. And I just really enjoy this. I'm curious to try their concealer and the new powder that actually came out because I like this foundation so, so much. Literally one of my favorites. Again, since I've purchased this one, I use this at least 1 to 2 times a week. And I have a lot of foundations, so I try to cycle through them. But this one is just a favorite of mine. I think it looks good on my skin type. And again, like I said, I've seen so many people with different skin types really like this one. So I think if you're oily, this is worth giving a try. I think if you're normal to dry, it's worth giving a try. I just think this overall is a well-rounded matte foundation. If you're looking for something like that, that's more smoothing on the skin, blends out easily. And this can dry down a bit quicker, but I tend to blend my foundation out fairly quickly, but I thought I should mention that. But I don't mind that. I don't think this looks cakey throughout the day. I just think it looks good in the skin. So I would highly recommend this one. If you're in Canada, you can pick this up at Shoppers online. Probably some locations as well. I am in obviously a smaller town, and I don't even know. You may be able to get it at one location in the city, but I purchased this off Shoppers online, and you can definitely do that if you're interested in Catrice. And they do have this available. So I will link that down below at Shoppers. If you're in the US, I think you can purchase this at a variety of places. But I did want to link specifically that one down below for my Canadian gals. But this one's really good. Probably my favorite of 2021. All right, guys. So that is going to do it for this video. Those are my 5 top foundations of 2021. How many times have I said 2021? Good God. Okay. But those are my 5 favorites. I love them. I still pull for them. Will it change in 2022? It could. Now, I did mention I did recently pick up it just came in the mail actually, the Charlotte's Beautiful Skin Foundation. So I need to do a review on this. I already have my makeup on today. I don't know if I'll do it today, but probably tomorrow. Since I am working from home, when I have time, I come in here and film videos like on lunchtime. Why not? So I probably will film this video this week. I know it's been a little bit foundation heavy because what was one of the other videos I just did? I just did one on the new Dior Skin Glow, the reformulated one. I will put that down below if you guys are interested in watching. But I will have that Charlotte Tilbury one coming up if you're interested in my opinions. I know there's tons out there right now, but I still want to test it. I love trying foundation. Again, that's why I did this video, because it's really a roundup of, you know, all of the foundations I've been using. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, again, make sure you give me a thumbs up. It really does help my channel out, even if you think it doesn't, it really does. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you for the love on all of my recent videos. Soon, probably this month, I am going to be doing my 1K giveaway. I know I'm a bit behind on that. I do have a box down here, which I've mentioned a few times, but I really want to sort through exactly what I want to give the giveaway winner. It's going to be costly, so I'm not going to ship this huge, like everything in this box. I'm going to pick some items, but I probably will do that this week, and it is going to be open internationally, whether I regret that or not. Shipping is expensive, guys. All right, but that's going to do it for this video. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.